1, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Agoras Rising EU number 2, game number 2 of the best of 3 series between Carbon EU and Eidolon. Let's talk about that. Sergeant Floppy on... Why do I keep quoting Good Mythical Morning? Sergeant Floppy on Fangmeow, Rustress on Severog, Pochapa on Grux, Yoa Mikey on Gadget and Undead Pilot, pulling out the Grim, a ranger we haven't seen in a while.
Oh, we haven't seen him in a bit. Over on the side of Eidolon, we've got Elite Scopes on the Murdoch, Patriot on Chimera, King Sarathos on the Fae the Bay. We've got Ma on Richter, and we've got Tricks for Kids playing the Muriel.
So, Decker was not banned. Is that correct?
That is correct. It was Iggy and Rampage.
Interesting. How are they going to... Is this this composition from Carbon? I'm like, how are they going to lane this? Who's going mid? Is it going to be Gadget? Then who's going to be the lane support? Is Grim going to be by himself? Right here? Interesting. I'm just thinking, is it going to be a traditional 2-1-1 with the jungler here for Carbon? Because Undead Pilot doesn't have like
King Sarathos.
Oh, man. Well, we missed that one.
Ripperoni, my friend. Well, I'll tell you what happened. Pochapa and Floppy ran out, and they said, bye, and then they killed him. That's how that one happened right there.
But yeah, I mean, Undead Pilot, this is interesting. He doesn't really have a traditional lane support. I guess maybe Grux. They're just going back in there, dude. They don't care. They've got the kill. They're going right into the jungle. The Patriot, unfortunately, Mel Gibson is going to get taken out right there.
I actually remember that scene from the Patriot.
Well, Mel Gibson doesn't.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger is the one.
Heath Ledger is the one that fights. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler, guys, if you haven't seen the movie that came out like 15 years ago, Heath Ledger dies in the movie The Patriot. So, and it really makes Mel Gibson go off on this tyrant, and and then he kills the guy who plays Draco's father. Anyways, Grux back into the field. This bump juice is hitting me hard, man. Undead Pilot, look at that beautiful skin. He is literally on fire.
He's literally on fire. I mean, all the flames. There was a Russian LAN event that Shane and I weren't invited to, but they had a statue of Grim. I don't know why we would be invited. That's me being pretentious.
Oh no, Elite Scopes. Farewell, dear friend. The smash and grab was going to Elite Scopes, but it also hits Tricks for Kids. And I think Tricks for Kids is just going to submit. Down he goes. So I was like, who's going to support Grim? Who needs support when you have a Fangmeow and a Grux, the Bruiser brothers, if you will, going around and just tearing people apart? I love this. This right here is Paragon. This is why we love this game.
So intense. Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted by that smash and grab a double kill out of Carbon.
Know. How rude, dude.
Did you see the Grim statue at the Russian event?
Oh my god. I wasn't there because we weren't invited, but yeah, I saw a picture of it.
Oh. So good. It was so good. I'm sorry, guys. I had to talk about it. It was massive. It was beautiful. We're seeing tons of aggression of these guys. You talked about the traditional 2-1-1 with the jungler. I think both of these guys are just going to be happy jungling, rotating through the jungle, and picking up these kills. It's working for them right now. Rustress has to be careful. He's going up against a solo lane Richter over here. He's at about half health. So a lot of people have been saying Richter is great in the solo lane. Build properly, he can lane clear very well. Shane does not agree. Do you not agree, Shane?
I think he's better as a lane. I agree. I like him. I don't know. Because Richter is someone you want to see be a presence on the map, and generally, like, if you put someone in the solo blue lane, you're like, okay, you're just going to sit there and farm for a bit. You know what I mean?
At least 20 minutes.
Like,
until the tower falls, right?
Yeah, like, and Richter is a hero that once he hits level, he has 2 big timings, level 5 with his ultimate and level 8 when he hits the max range hook. I agree, it's good to give him solo experience because he hits those timings a little bit earlier. This is a good thing. But I feel like a solo lane Richter, if he stays static, you're not playing him in the way that I feel he was built to be played, and that's a roamer, setting up kills, getting big hooks that set up pushes and things like that. And he doesn't really have the best 1v1 potential in the world. He really doesn't. Even if he does land a big hook onto his Severog, he can just root, run away, so on and so forth. I really think he's played a little bit better as a lane support, but we'll see what they decide to do come level 5 and come level 8. I really hope that we don't see a very static and a stagnant Richter play.
So let me ask you this: what about the new map? When we have the safe lane, we have the off lane.
Are you breaking NDA right now? We're not allowed to talk about that.
I'm totally breaking NDA.
Okay,
so
we're doing it. Just for you guys.
Just for you guys. So we're going to have that safe lane and that off lane set up in the new map. Who
Yeah.
do you want to see in the offlane? I mean, are we going to see those Iggy's and Scorches just alone?
Yes.
Or are we going to see who are we expecting to see in those lanes?
So traditionally, I think with that new map, it drew a lot from more traditional maps from other MOBAs, dating all the way back to things like Dota and League, where the lanes have much more of an identity and much more of like a, okay, hero X is good in this lane because this lane has certain elements to it, right? This map, this current map doesn't have as much as that. Obviously, red lane, there's a lot of emphasis because that's where the black buff is. But now that it's been the red lane has been de-emphasized because you no longer have to, there's no turn mechanic, right? It's just the only emphasis and priority that the red lane has is the black buff, which is an early game, is a very contentious area, but after the lane phase pretty much falls apart, it isn't that big of a deal anymore. So it doesn't have, there's a lack of identity in these lanes. So with the off lane, the hard lane, as it's known as on the new map, heroes who keep themselves alive in unfavorable matchups, right? Like 1v2. So heroes like Kalari, heroes like Iggy, heroes who can get away from ganks, and also at the same time benefit from less farm because they're not going to be able to get as much farm as they normally do in that lane. So I think Iggy's going to be great. Tricks is going to be able to get away just in the nick of time. But yeah, I think heroes who get a lot out of levels and not out of card experience, and also heroes who are hard to gank, are going to traditionally be your best offlaners.
And so we're going to see more MOBA elements, more traditional MOBA elements as this new map comes out. I mean, yes, this is a MOBA. We do see a lot of roaming around from these guys. I see people in chat calling this the death ball. Sergeant Floppy is going to secure that kill on King there. They should possibly push this tower. They do have 2 minion waves, relatively healthy. But we are going to see more traditional MOBA elements come in the future.
Smash and grab through the wall. Right there.
You get him?
He picked up Mel Gibson again. He's going to try to pick him off. Yo, Mikey lands the mine. Into auto sprint he goes, and as well as Sergeant Floppy coming in here. I love Sergeant Floppy's play. Wow, okay. I love Sergeant Floppy's play. Let's try that again, chat. He played great on that Feng Miao. Or he is playing great on that Feng Miao. He played great on the Rampage. He's an aggressive fighter player. And anyone who plays Feng Miao or Rampage in the way like that, they're men after my own heart.
Sorry, admin stuff. Anybody who has ever been like, man, I want to be a part of this community and help out and do stuff with tournaments, we are looking for admins. Rustverse is going to be able to secure the kill over onto Rick over here. We are looking for full-time admins. I say full-time.
So many kills! So many kills! I love it!
Scope with the long arm of the law.
Elite Scope, the knockback not going to be there. He actually gets knocked forward right there. Not entirely sure if that was just a weird delayed physics. Undead Pilot, if he has that GTFO, get him out of there! And he's going to get taken out. Tricks for Kids tried in desperation to keep him shielded, but not the case. I love that we're seeing Grim again. I miss Grim. I love the hero. All his sound effects are so satisfying, and seeing a big GTFO go off and whatnot is so much fun to see. Tower already down to about 1/3. Their Muriel not going to be able to, probably not going to be able to deal with this push, and as I say that, going to be able to deal with this push. Patriot coming out from the jungle, maybe looking to punish these guys for overextending, but both Undead Pilot and Chappa, they know what's up, and they're going to be able to get down in time.
So, you said you miss Grim. I remember back in the day where you thought he was just a little bit too powerful because of that ultimate of his.
Yeah, it was insane.
I love the change. I mean, when they made that change, have we seen him? We've seen him fall off because of that. I know the armor heavy meta has also had something to do with that, because you have heroes like Sparrow who just can build passive armor while still building all of the damage.
Exactly.
But I mean, we have seen him fall. Before it was Twin Blast and Grim, is what we saw, and then we rotated into Murdoch. I mean, Murdoch was there, but now we see much more emphasis on that Murdoch pick, who is, in my opinion, the best ranger in the game right now with that buckshot and that armor shred plus long arm of the law, which ignores. I mean, it's just solid hero all the way around. Again, we're seeing a ton of aggression. Towers are still up for both teams right now. So yes, they're picking up kills. We've got 8 deaths on the side of Eidolon, but they're able to defend these towers. Yeah, that's not going to be the case as we get a little bit deeper into this game. Because those death timers are going to start to stack up, and the card power is going to become a huge issue.
Black Buff has been picked up here.
So we should see a tower fall.
Yeah, I think so. Elite Scopes has got to be very careful. He's only level 5. I love this Crux Feng Miao. They're executing it so well. Feng Miao hasn't even really needed to ult here. Just a hamstring into a couple auto attacks with the utilization of smash and grab strength. Grux is pretty much, you pick him for smash and grab. Like, that's why you pick Gruxus for smash and grab. It sets up so very well, and the synergy between those two heroes is, we've seen, been displayed in all of its glory. 3-man push with a black buff and a GTFO online as well. If they may need to sacrifice this tower, or else they're going to find themselves in a very awkward... Look at Floppy already preemptively positioning himself forward.
One more shot on that tower.
GTFO, that's going to land, and that's going to be a dead Elite Scopes. They didn't respect it. I love that, though. You could tell Carbon, they knew they were going to get the tower, and they were looking for more. They were just simply one step ahead of their opponent of Eidolon.
I love that play right there.
That was beautiful, man. Absolutely well done, and just a big heads-up play.
So, yes, I mean, they knew that tower was going to fall. Sergeant Floppy was starting the body block. He was there. We saw the smash and grab before the tower fell. I mean, great play out of Carmen. That was just... They're just ahead of the game right there. That was great. Great play out of them. First tower is going to fall. Black buff is still going to be active for about another 45 seconds. This tier 1 tower mid lane is going to be opened up. Are we going to see Floppy rotate over and try and pick this up? No, they're going to go after Chimeras in the jungle.
Oh, they got him. Man, Mikey's playing such a great Gadget. Using that long range of Gadget. They picked up the tower all the meanwhile as well. The minions got it. Tesla Dome goes down. The big ultimate onto Patriot. He does have the health regen. He's got to watch out for the call. Does he have mana for it? He uses it, but he uses it on Mikey. He needed it on Floppy. Not going to be the case. Faye, here comes the big skewer ultimate on a Floppy. A 1-for-1 exchange thus far, but they're looking for more. Lustrous, he's going to get pulled up, but watch out for that big Babe Ruth batter up, as it will be means of peel if he needs to use it. Hook. Looking for Hook. I don't know if he has the mana. The Gadget Bomb's going to be there. And now here comes the reinitiation. Pochoppa has showed up. The big smash and grab onto 2. He hits him, and boom! Undead Pilot hits him with the knockback. Didn't even have to use the ultimate. 2 go down, and Carbon continue to play like sharks in the water. And now they're looking for more. I think he may just be fish bait at this point in time. Richter's trying to get himself away, and he is able to dodge the root. Undead Pilot. Oh, and there's the GTFO. Undead Pilot just needed to line him up. Knocked him out of the park. Carbon is looking so very strong in this game number 2, Josh.
Wow. The rotations coming out of Carbon, guys, are absolutely on point. Sevrog with the huge ult ended up saving Rustrous for, or I'm sorry, ended up saving Richter for a little bit. Yeah. Undead Pilot picking up that kill, though. We're going to see another tower fall here. Like you said, that tier 1 tower fell in mid lane due to minions, but they have to be careful. Take a look at the minion push for either side. About to take out, I mean, they're targeting the tier 1 tower down. Tons of damage coming out of those siege minions. Floppy is going to be able to clean this up. Mikey rotates over, is able to protect both of their towers. So all tier 1 towers currently safe for Carbon. We're starting to see, I got to give it up to Eidolon, though. They're rotating. They're trying to assist in these team fights, but they just have such a, they're just down in card power. Yeah. But even when they rotate to these team fights, yes, it's great rotations, and they're trying to get something happening. They're just too far behind. And it's, they're not going to be able to secure any kills. They have to look for those ganks. And yes, again, the rotation coming out of these guys is great, but with the card power disadvantage, it's going to be very hard for them to secure any of these kills.
So, the push down left lane, Mikey again playing a very consistent Gadget, just using all of her strength to the best of his abilities and efficiently as he can. He's caught out so many people out of auto sprint with that Seek and Destroy Mine. Like, he just has such a long range. People don't realize it has a, like, I think I want to say it's like 2 to 3 times the range of auto attack. So, and it moves faster than auto sprint. So if you are able to predict the movement of your opponent, you can just use that to catch people out. And he's done it time and time again. And it's one of the if it wasn't for that, a lot of these ganks that they have found throughout the course of this, not only this game but both of the games, they wouldn't have been otherwise been able to get those. So Yoan Mikey, impressive Gadget play thus far. It used to be known he had the reputation as being you know, a really good Gideon player, but obviously he's not a one-trick pony, showing us how to make Gadget work in this sort of lineup.
Yeah, I'm really liking the gameplay out of Carbon EU right now. I mean, we're going to have tricks for kids. Is he going to be able to get, I don't know if he has an ultimate. Yeah, he is. He's going to be able to get it off.
Oh no, the GTFO! Oh, it followed him! It followed him across the map. The Muriel tried to spread her wings, but the little devil that is Grimmix said nay to that. And that's one of the beauties of that hero.
Watching that follow across the map, by the way, Shane. I don't know if you watched it. But it follows her exact arc and path. So you see her fly away, and then the GTFO slowly follows behind, and as she hits the death. That was brilliant. Well done, Undead Pilot.
You can run, but you can't hide. I gotta get a quote from Mammoth Page right there. That's exactly what the boys on Carmen are saying right here. All the meanwhile in right lane, Sergeant Floppy pushing that tower down. He's not gonna be able to get it, but he's at least, again, continuing to just be oppressive. Don't allow your opponent to gain control. They always force their hand. The moment you're able to force the hand of your opponent and you dictate the terms of the match, then you know you are in a position to just win the game, at least currently here on the map of Legacy, on the planet of Agora. This may be the last time we see this, man. It all depends on the timing of when we see Monolith coming out. But so enjoy this while it lasts, guys. Nonetheless, this is the map that these guys got to play on, and Carbon EU, just, they're looking so good here, man. And I love this. Undead Pilot, he has gone ahead and picked up what I believe is a mandatory card for any Ranger player of that Blink Charm.
Blink Charm, Blink Charm, Blink Charm. We've got a lot of variations. We're talking about the we've mentioned the new map.
Yep.
Quite a bit. Blink Charms are going to become a priority.
Oh man,
when the new map comes out. And they're going to become so much stronger. I think that's why we saw that influx of all those Blink Charms. Teleblink, Blink Shot, Stab Link, I believe is
Stab Link's the corruption. Yep.
Corruption one. So I mean, we saw this influx of all of these Blink Charms come into the game, and they become so much more useful on the new map. I'm so excited. Mikey has a Blink 2 as well, is what I was just told in chat.
He does. Yep, he does. He's got to be careful. He's going to have to use it right there to get away. Drop the Tesla Dome. They continue the chase. You can tell that Eidolon is plain desperate. The Fae ultimate used not enough damage to take him down. They just put so much in trying to take down one single target and weren't able to get it. That is a testament to, Eidolon feeling the pressure across the map. That is desperation. They weren't able to pick it up. It would have been big for him. They would have eased up the split push a little bit, as Gadget obviously is just so effective at pushing out lanes, but not going to be the case. Gadget's going to be alive, going back, spend some points, and the oppression continues from Carbon EU.
Let's take a look at the card power. Undead Pilot, 36 card power. He's 5-0-3 right now. He is the most farmed on the map currently. We're seeing him pretty standard build, Whirling Wand with 1 point minor cast and a minor kinetic, give him a little bit of attack speed. He did build into a Staff of Adamant to give him that extra health early game. Well, while I was talking, he just decided to go 6-0. He's now 6-0-3. He's still at 36 card power, guys, but we're seeing a pretty standard caster Ranger build. Early game 6-point cards, and then you start to sell those for those 9 and 12-point cards from mid to late game.
Oh my! Someone tell this guy controlling the camera to look at the minimap as Richter
is happening
as Richter gets taken out as well. Man, Carbon, this is just a bloodbath. They are swimming in the blood of their opponents right now, it's a thing to behold.
Can somebody message them and let them know we're trying to talk about card points right now, and they need to knock this off?
Orb Prime is going to be taken here. Unfortunately, this is just this overall story for Eidolon here. Even using the Tesla Dome to just burn it down as quickly as possible. I'm not sure Eidolon's even aware of it, judging by their map presence right here. Murdoch's all the way on the other side of the field. Of course, he does have that ultimate, so he has a little bit of a global presence, but Chimera just respawning. They don't have the Richter online. It is going to be taken out. Now the Orb Prime cards. Big power boost. Batter up into the wall. Bouncing him around like a ping pong ball. And the Fae is going to get under the tower, but the Root. Sephiroth has that. It's Centurion Prime card activated. He doesn't even care. Forces out a very just not a very effective smash or grab onto Patriot. Not a very effective reversal of fortune there. And 5-man in the mid lane. The wave is not here, but Undead Pilot, look at him. He just has the GTFO queued up. He's just letting him know it's psychological warfare, making him scared of the little devil Grim playing that robot right there. But with that Orb Prime activated, your towers, if you think your towers were hard to defend before, now they have to deal with this massive power spike. Are they going to be able to do it? They're going to have to land a big hook. There's going to have to be coordination of the ultimates, the call into the... They're not even doing it. They're saying, you know what? Let's forfeit that tower and make our stand right here at the mid inhibitor.
I've lost Shane completely.
I'm here.
I don't know if you're talking.
Go for it. Talk away.
No, No, I just didn't know if you were speaking. My sound is going ham sandwich.
That's
over here.
okay. Oh, Richter's in a lot of trouble, but they immediately switch the GTFO. Oh, gets body blocked by Trix, but it doesn't matter. Oh, man, did they switch onto the Chimera hard. Beautifully done. They don't care about backdoor protection, as they're just going to burn right through it. The knockback isn't going to hit Faye, but they don't even need it. The Muriel trying to use it. Not going to be the case. Reaping dash forward onto the Faye. They swing and he's trying to spin. They're trying to get this win. They're trying to bring it to 2-0 and take themselves further into the bracket. The smash and grab onto Elite, but he's going to be okay at least for now, but he gets taken out. The blink charm, the BM blink charm from Yoa Mikey right there. He just blinks up. I think they know that they have this game in the bag. All 5 alive, and they're looking to dive onto the core. And they should be able to get this here. This would be a remarkable defense notch, but I don't think it's going to be happening. Smash and grab onto him. The blink charm away. Almost took out Undead Pilot, but is all null and void. And they're going to be okay. Here comes Chimera on the call, doing very little damage. The over farm, if you will, on Carbon showing its face right there, as well the Centurion Prime card being activated, making Grux deceptively tanky. And this is just Carbon EU, man, are looking so good. I can't say that enough.
No, Richter was not prepared for the blink charm escape and the smash and grab. Undead Pilot getting out of that with like 20 health. Oh my god, that was so good.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, long arm of the law. It is going to miss. Core is at about, what is that, 50-ish%? What's it at? No, I thought they did damage. I've got a visual bug showing the core almost dead. Is it almost dead, Shane, or no?
It's at 100%. Literally 100%.
On my screen, it's not at all.
Well,
it's got one shot. Well,
don't miss your chance to blow. Opportunity only comes once in a lifetime.
We missed it, boys. Like Carbon EU right now, just dominating. Undead Pilot is putting on a show with this Grim play. That being said, Yoa Mikey on Gadget they're getting so much value.
What a guy.
Even without a Decker, they're getting so much value out of these Tesla domes. It's fantastic.
I love it, man. Absolutely love it. And we've talked about, so as most of you know, I'm sure that with auto sprint travel mode going away with the new map, that means anything that affects mobility, whether it restricts mobility or it increases mobility, is going to be much more valuable and much more impactful. Gadget is going to be, assuming that there's no drastic changes to her kit, Gadget, I think, is going to be a powerhouse of a hero as we transition to the new map, as we transition to a Paragon where travel mode just simply doesn't exist. Gadget is already strong here on Legacy, but let alone on Monolith. I can't wait to see what the proverbial Gadget players, like your solo Nazguls, like your Yoa and Mikey, the Be Certified. I can't wait to see how they're going to take a hero's kit and even take it to the next level on Monolith. It's going to be a thing to behold. Left lane, that's going to get taken out right there, and they're going to continue to push this. Pochapa and Sergeant Floppy, those Bruiser brothers, have been attached by the hip the whole game, and they're looking for more.
You and Mikey still being aggressive mid lane, making sure those minions that were stronger than before are pushing up. My allergies just went ham sandwich because of my cat. Dude. Apologize.
You're sounding a little Donald over there, my man.
Just instantly, I was like, no, he walked into the room. We're starting to see these guys still. Bruiser brothers, like you said. Pochapa says, yeah, who needs minions? Tower is going to fall. I mean, what does Eidolon have to do, Shane?
Just stabilize somehow. They haven't been able to stabilize. Carbon EU got that. They got 2 kills early on, very, very early on, and they just simply haven't been able to find their footing. If they can just have a team fight where even if they only get 1 pick off and they keep their structures alive and then are able to push out lanes, they just need to stabilize and just shunt this bleeding, and they haven't been able to do it. Left lane is being sieged once again, and this is essentially a 4v4 right here, as Faye, King on Faye, is having to deal with the minions pushing right lane, and Rustress is setting up the lanes over, in the mid lane, and Rustress is setting up the minions over in the right lane here. I mean, so it's relatively an even fight, and Undead Pilot just continues to just pick away at these guys. He's so farmed that they can just sit here. Undead Pilot is eventually going to get someone low enough to the point where they have to back, and here he comes. Minion Waves goes in, the commitment to the inhibitor. Tesla Dome utilized, Tricks for Kids, very, very low. He's got to be careful. I'm not sure if he has an ultimate or not. The inhibitor, smash and grab onto 2. Inhibitor goes down right there. There's the reversal of fortune, but I don't think it's going to matter. Richter uses the skewer onto 1, but it's only on the Grux. He's so tanky, it doesn't matter. Down he goes, and they're falling. Like chess pieces are falling down. Holy cow, like dominoes. And that is 4 down at the blink of an eye. And speaking of blinking, Undead Pilot getting aggressive onto Faye, uses the knockback. And this should be all she wrote right here for Eidolon. As even if King stays alive, it's not necessarily going to matter. As that is a second inhibitor down. They're going to be sieging the core. Ladies and gentlemen, Carbon looking impressive. No other way to put it.
No. No other way to put it, Shane. That was a really good map out of those guys. Guys, Shane is a insane caster, by the way.
What?